Thank you so much, Kathy, for your candor and great spirit and tenor this afternoon. And thanks to all of you for being a part of today's event. If you'll permit me, I'm going to add my cheaters so that I don't misread my cues. Good afternoon. Welcome to the YWCA's 40th Annual Leader Luncheon. I am Pam Bozeman-Evans, Acting CEO of YWCA Metropolitan Chicago. I'm glad you could be with us to honor these outstanding women leaders, and I'm grateful for whatever else has brought you here with us today. Networking, new connections, fellowship, friendship, dedication to a mission, whatever your reason, it brought you here, and you should know that you're in the right place. Every woman we're honoring this afternoon has walked a different path to get where she is today, and so has every single woman in this room. For each of us, ours is a singular journey made up of individual moments, events, and histories. What brings us here is an opportunity to celebrate our stories with each other and forge new paths for women coming behind us. Women who are just as full of promise, ambition, and desire to leave their mark on the world. What brings us here is also an opportunity to support YWCA, an organization that has been helping women forge new paths and tell their stories for nearly 150 years. The YWCA has been led by some amazing women throughout its history, and most recently by women who brought this organization through incredible challenges. We have faced an attempt to transform where poverty lived in our city. We've dealt with the population and service shift created by that transformation, years of devastating state budget deficits, and one of the worst financial collapses in recent history. Through these challenges, the YWCA has continued and will continue to be an advocate for the women and young girls of this city. With the collective strength of all of us in this room, the YWCA will not stop. We will not stop caring for children. We will not stop fighting for the rights of survivors of sexual assault and violence. We will continue to create paths for more stable employment and personal growth. We will continue to model a real commitment to racial justice inside of our organization and outside with all of you. But what brought us here and what brought you here today to the YWCA's Leader Luncheon is not what is going to get us to tomorrow. We need a new generation of women. What brought us here cannot take us there. Not because the values of YWCA have themselves been worn out. It's our dedication to racial and gender equity that has kept us strong and relevant until today. But we need new faces, especially in a year when we're electing a president, watching weekly debates, and there have been few, if any, mentions of how current issues affect women in this country. We need new women involved, especially in a year when women are still seen as negligible, a niche demographic, instead of representing 50% of the entire country. We need new faces because in this year, let alone in this decade, where economic gains made by communities of color have whittled down to a sliver, we now understand that the things that brought us here won't get us there because the challenges are bigger and bigger. We cannot allow ourselves to simply become a part of the scenery. We already know that women make only 77 cents to a man's dollar, but did you know that women of color make even less? Somewhere between 62 cents and 54 cents for women. What should make us mad and get us out of our seats isn't the fact that the number is so insulting, but that the number hasn't moved in over 10 years. We also know that poverty wears a woman's face. 1 in 7 women are poor in this country, and the national poverty rate for women is 14.6%. And for women-headed households, the poverty rate for them is 41%. And while Title IX has opened the door for women to enter non-traditional professions since 1972, we still have stereotypes, discrimination, and very few role models, particularly in the STEM program and manufacturing fields, which limits our capacity to compete and to develop new generations of leaders and thinkers and innovators with the XX chromosome. And if you really want to make me mad, if you really want to get me started, this year, we saw nearly half of the country's state legislators, including Illinois, write legislation limiting a woman's full access to reproductive health care in some shape or fashion. But what should make you mad is that those are battles that we already fought and won, and the insult that we're now leaving this legacy again to yet another generation. Again, what brought the YWCA here today can't get us to tomorrow. We need new women. We need new allies, new voices, new passion, new commitment to bring justice, equity, and opportunity to all our young women and girls, not just yours or mine. And this room is the room to do it. Despite the challenges women have faced for the past 150 years, we have inherited the YWCA legacy. We sit in boardrooms, C-suites, we have quite impressive titles, degrees, we're in charge of budgets, and the buck stops with us. So that means we have more than a responsibility or a polite request to lift as we climb. We have an imperative to use the influence we have to create the tomorrow we want our daughters and sons to inherit. 50% of this country are mothers, wives, daughters, and sisters. 50% of this country are women working hard to fulfill our expectation that we can make well in this world for ourselves and our families. Those expectations got us here, and those expectations deserve an answering call. I'd like to think the YWCA is here to meet those expectations, to remove the barriers that get in our way, but we can't do it by ourselves, and that's where you come in. If you want a tomorrow where racial equity is more than just a diversity training, you should come with us. If you want a tomorrow where women can live in safety, come with us. If you want a tomorrow where women are at our own table creating our own agenda to meet our own needs for the next generation, then I challenge you to join the YWCA. Thank you and enjoy the luncheon.